Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm super excited to share with you a recent haul. Well, it's kind of like an accumulative haul of fragrances that are new to my collection. Some of them are hand-me-downs, some of them are new, and also I have one body product that I think is worth the mention as well. So we're going to do that. I also have a giveaway for you today. I am partnering with Jeulia.com. They're a jewelry company. I've talked about them before. They gave me this beautiful wedding set, which I've had now for, I don't know, 7 months or so. It's still fantastic. Like, I wear it every day. I wear it in the shower. I wear it to do dishes. It basically doesn't come off, and it is still in fantastic condition. Yeah, no tarnishing, no anything. They're made of sterling silver. You can get masonite stones, or they have synthetic stones that are called Jeulia stones. So this one's Jeulia stones. I love it. I've gotten compliments on it, and I just think it's awesome. So recently they reached out again, and they gave me this ring. Now, I had wanted, like, I had thought about getting another wedding set because I just love them, but I decided to go with this, which is a mother's ring. So this is my son's birthstone, and I love it. Like, they're gorgeous rings. I can't be more happy. Now, on their site, they have tons of different options to choose from rings like wedding sets to rings like this. You can actually create your own with different templates. So different colored stones you can put in them. They've got necklaces, earrings, bracelets, all of that kind of stuff. So please go check out their website. In the description box below is a coupon code for 15% off, as well all of the rules for entering the giveaway. So in order to enter, you have to like the video, be subscribed to my channel, and then go over to Julia's website, look at the personalized necklaces, and then put the name of the necklace and the item number that you want to win, and then yeah, then you're entered. It's global, so anybody can enter, and it's going to go for a week. So yay! And if you're new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you part of the community. I'm excited. So without further ado, let's get into these fragrances. The first one I'll share with you is the non-fall one. So the rest are more fall oriented. But the first one I want to talk about is Versace Versense. I've been looking at this one for a long time, but I didn't want to pay full price for it. So there was just this little 30 ml, and I'm really excited to have it. This will be definitely more spring and summer, but yeah, some people say that it's similar, like it gets compared to Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. It's not an exact dupe, but this one, it has bergamot and citrus in the opening, so really fresh. But there's also this a little bit of a sweet woody component as well, so it's got a little more depth than just a typical citrus. I'm not sure what the longevity is like on this one. I think I've read that it's not phenomenal, but don't quote me on that. But I'm really excited to wear this in the spring and summer. I noticed this summer I was reaching for like fresher scents. I never quite understood why people wanted to wear scents like this, because I realized that over the past few years, our summers here in Edmonton have been so cold. But then this year, we had a very warm summer. And so the freshies, like just the lighter scents, really came in handy. So wore a lot of them. Can't wait to try this one. I have 3 here that are hand-me-downs from my friend Lori. They weren't for her, so she passed them on to me, and because they're new. And I'm going to share them in my haul, man. Yeah. So the first one is Be Layerd's Cherry Delight. Now this is an inspiration scent for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I've talked about this quite a lot. It's one of my favorite from Be Layered, honestly. I love it. I love the top note in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So I have a Federico Majora dupe as well. It's a closer dupe to Lost Cherry because it has the full component. So it's got the opening of that liquored kind of cherry, and then it goes into that woody dry down. Whereas this is a lot more linear, and it's just basically that opening note. which is what I find most delectable. That said, I do like having that woody component just to round it out a bit. So I may layer the two. This one is fantastic for lasting. Both the Federico Majora dupe and this dupe both last longer than Lost Cherry. But for me, the attractive thing is that cherry note. So I'm so excited to have this and to also layer it with other fragrances. So yeah, Be Layered Cherry Delight. The next one I have is also from Be Layered, and this is First Kiss, which is an inspired scent for Delina. Delina by Parfums de Marly has been on my wish list for a long time. I just think it's absolutely stunning. It's got like this tart rhubarb in it with the rose. It smells powerful yet feminine, and it's just gorgeous. But it's pretty pricey. Now that I have this, I'll use this up before I go ahead and get before I get Delina. They're actually, to me, quite similar. I've smelt Delina, tried Delina on my skin, and I find this to be a really close dupe. So this one I can't wait to wear. I've been wearing it. I love it. In fact, I want to put it on right now. Oh, it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Like, it's so stunning, and you just feel kind of powerful and a little bit saucy. It's so feminine. It's just a delightful fragrance. So yeah, First Kiss by Be Layered. Now the next one that I have for you is Dior Addict. Now this is just simply a gorgeous, I consider it kind of, oh, it's beautiful. It's like a spicy vanilla. So I think like almost, honestly, it gives me a chai tea type of feel to it. So there's a warmth, a spiciness. It is vanillic, but it's not overly vanillic. So it doesn't smell gourmand to me. It just smells, well, I guess it does if it smells like a chai latte. Yeah, it's got that feel. So there's creaminess, there's spiciness, a little bit of woodiness, but then with that vanilla, it's just beautiful. It's a little bit more mature. Keep that in mind, but I just think it's beautiful. It's long lasting, powerhouse, sexy fragrance. Yeah, ooh, like just smelling it in the air. It kind of is a Christmassy-ish type vibe to me. I think it smells spicy, inviting, creamy, vanillic, sexy. Love it. Now the next fragrance I have for you is Gigi by Avatem Perfumes. Now this was given to me by the lovely Deep Green Beauty. Now she recently took a trip to Brazil and she brought this back for me, and I believe that this was created by a Brazilian perfumer, and it has some beautiful notes in it. It's got pomegranate and fig in the opening. It's got jasmine, orchid, and lily in the mid. So some floral, and then the base is cedar, musk, and amber. But what I get from this, I definitely get the fruitiness in the opening. So you get that kind of warm fruit. Nothing particular stands out. Maybe a little bit of that fig. You get those florals, but they're just kind of blended in. What I get out of this as it dries down, I'm not as big of a fan of the opening as I am of the dry down. The dry down is just this smooth, not overly sweet vanilla. Even though vanilla is not listed, there's just this beautiful sweet kind of caramely goodness, like I think almost of condensed milk, but it's not that milky, but kind of that smell somehow. It just sits beautifully on the skin, and it's super long lasting. And yeah, like that dry down of that warm kind of, like it's not like vanilla as in like super sweet vanilla. It's just a beautiful creamy kind of caramely, but yeah, I don't quite know how to describe it other than it's sweet without being too sweet, and it's so nice and long lasting. So to me, it kind of runs in the same sort of genre as La Vie Belle, although I don't think it smells like La Vie Belle necessarily, but it's kind of in that same genre, like fruity, kind of woody, sweety type fragrance. But I just can't wait to wear this tons in the fall and the winter. I just think it's really beautiful. Next, I'm going to just share the body care product that I think is really worth mentioning for the fall. You know, Bath and Body Works, they come out with tons of scents seasonally. But this one I just thought was really special, and it's Bonfire Bash. I know lots of people have talked about it. To me, it's super vanillic. It would go great with a lot of the fragrances that I'm talking about right now. But there is that woody fireplace kind of component that is similar to By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela, although this is more vanilla than fireplace, whereas Maison Margiela has a lot of that fireplace. This has just a hint of it, but it just comes across as kind of just a slightly smoked wood, and it's just really stunning. This one has great projection, so if you put this on with any of your fall perfumes, you're guaranteed to smell phenomenal. But it's not sickly. Like, I find some of the Bath and Body Works just so sickly sweet. Like, I bought one and I'm gonna take it back. It's just way too sicky sweet. So this one was really enjoyable, so get your nose on this one. It's quite nice. The last two fragrances I bought from Sephora using the gift card that I got from Carino Waldron, and so I'm really pumped to share them with you. And the one has been super duper hyped here on the internet, interweb, YouTube, Instagram land, and it is Kayali Invite Only Amber 23. So I just got the little one because I had never tried a Kayali fragrance. Now, when I received these fragrances, I was just in the starting stages of COVID, and I went to smell it and realized that I had lost my sniffer and had no sense of smell. So I had to wait until I got better to be able to sniff this. But to be honest, I'm not entirely wowed. Like, I know people are absolutely raving about this and in love with it. It had all the notes, like the notes checked off every box for me. It's got cherry and tobacco and honey and chocolate and hazelnut, like all these amazing notes. Cinnamon, like I love cinnamon. So all these beautiful notes that like totally draw me in. I was thinking like, you know, Tobacco Vanille or Black Phantom by Kilian, you know, fragrances that, like that came into my mind. And so I was super pumped to try this one, and I was frankly a little disappointed. So smelling it on the cap, I love it. But then when I go to spray it on myself, it just rings slightly disappointing. I think I was expecting something that was a little bit more, like when I think about fragrances like Noir Parfum, they smell luxe and they smell almost solid. So like a fragrance like this, to me, it's, or even like this one, they smell luxe, they smell somehow substantial and very grounded. That's what I get out of that. This one smells more airy. So with all those beautiful notes, I was anticipating something that was more along the lines of, like I said, Tobacco Vanille, Tom Ford, fragrances like that, where you have like just some substance, whereas this smelled a lot more somehow airy to me. Now, that said, I got into the car, I was wearing this, got into the car with my sister, and she instantly gave me a compliment. So, you know, I need to try this a little bit more. I found that the longevity on my skin, this fragrance lasts forever. So I put it on, it's on there for a good amount of time. I can still smell it, but only as a skin scent. So for me, it lasted like 2 to 3 hours max, I think. You know, so sillage and projection, great for that first little bit, but then it's mainly a skin scent. And when I'm looking at these notes, I kind of want them to project. So I'm going to give this a bit more time. Right now, I wouldn't buy a full bottle, but I may change my mind. I kind of like compliments, so it is possible that I'll go ahead and order it. Because it is nice. Like, it's not your standard designer fragrance. There's a little bit more excitement in there with the notes. I can see this one being more mass appealing than something like this or Noir Parfum. So this one I can see many women like appreciating it a bit more. but for me, it just lacked a little bit of substance. So I need to spend a bit more time with this. But that's my first thought. I've worn it about 3 times, so we'll see. I'll keep you updated on it, but so far, not full bottle worthy to me. The last fragrance that I have to share with you is Floral Street's Ylang Espresso. Now, I really appreciate Floral Street. They've got kind of unique offerings. You know, they're definitely worth checking out as a house. On the Sephora website, you can get a little discovery kit for, I think it's $25 Canadian, and I think it's well worth exploring. Yeah, I think it's super underrated, and they're kind of interesting. Like, I love the fact that they're they're vegan as a company. They're really big on, you know, minimal packaging for the environment. They don't believe in objectifying women, so you don't find that component in the campaigns. So I really appreciate it, and I really think that the bottles are kind of unique with the different floral patterns that they put on each bottle. All the bottles kind of look like this, but each floral thing on it is different. So this one is Ylang Espresso. Now, if you go on Fragrantica, I think it's pretty hated, and this is not mass appealing. The reason, I don't know if any of you guys watched, but I had a video on should I buy this or that, and I was really vacillating between Cafe Tuberosa by Atelier Cologne and Ylang Espresso. And when I went and checked them both out again, I found that this one was smoother, or at least I found it smoother. They're really similar as far as the way they smell, although the ingredients are different. But yeah, smoother, longer lasting, and more affordable. So I think I paid 78 Canadian for a 50 mils as opposed to whatever the Atelier Cologne one is, which I think is significantly more. So I'm really happy with this one. The floral pattern on it is like kind of an orchid with leopard print on the sides. This just to me screams like a little bit naughty. Like, it smells like lipstick and leather in the back of an old Chevy. Like, I don't know why, but like, it's just like kind of a little bit raunchy somehow, but I love it. It smells substantial, so it's got that substance like Noir Parfum, but this one's a little bit more, I don't know, raunchy is the only word I can just think of to describe it. Actually, it has coffee in the base. So it starts off with Szechuan pepper, rose, and tangerine, which, like, I don't really necessarily get any of that. What I get is almost like a lipsticky vibe from it. It has ylang, tiramisu, patchouli, and jasmine in the mid, and then the base has coffee, whipped cream, cacao, and guaiac wood. So the coffee stays throughout the whole entire wear of the perfume. I don't really get like ylang. Like I said, it smells a lot like Cafe Tuberosa, but I get that kind of lipstick and leather type vibe. Smells a little bit like cigarettes, like just slightly like cigarettes. Maybe it's like dark coffee, but to me it smells a little cigarette-y. And then as it dries down, like seriously, I could just inhale this. It smells a little bit in the opening like a guy that's got a leather jacket on that's you know, either been somewhere where there's been cigarette smoke, or maybe he smokes occasionally. Like, it's not super strong, but it's just like totally sexy, man. And then as it dries down, it starts to develop into kind of a warmer, sweeter fragrance, a lot more gourmand, where you have this tiramisu whipped cream component mixed with a little bit of woodiness, and the cacao in there with the coffee. Like, I love it. And this one is super long lasting. So it's definitely worth the discovery kit to sniff it at least, but maybe you'd hate it. Like, I definitely wouldn't recommend this as a blind buy, but if you can smell it, it's definitely interesting. If you like Cafe Tuberosa, you'd likely like this, but if you have Cafe Tuberosa, I don't think it'd be worth buying this one. So anyway, those are my fragrances. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's so good to be back to recording. And like I said, please check out Jeulia's Jeulia.com. All the information for the giveaway will be left down below. And thank you so much to Jeulia.com as well for partnering with me for this giveaway. And yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.